the better. But if it's too much light,
I was gonna say
if it's too much light,
that's better like that.
let me see.
That's better like that.
No. Yeah, it is, but one of them is like helps the glare, and one of them helps.
Oh,
They light two different ways.
This one, the glare came out.
Whoa.
Lisa, come on. Lisa, you gotta get in the picture too.
These all the girls?
Raina, come on.
I'm recording. Where's the camera?
Man, just keep it right there. Get over there. Right, yeah.
Hi. Honduras.
Hello.
Honduras.
It's not over enough.
Village.
One, dos, hey.
I had 3 lizards in my room last night and I didn't even move.
I like
scream. I was just like, I watched him and he was chilling.
I like them things.
Now, y'all understand that animals and stuff, they react off of instinct. That means if you get nervous, they get nervous. If you start doing all of this, then all of a sudden they start getting defensive, and then that's when they want to sting you. But if you leave your door open by accident and a mosquito gets in your room, your whole night, 9 times out of 10, is going to be ruined unless you hunt that mosquito down and kill him.
I killed one yesterday. We can kill him.
Okay?
What if we mistaken something for a mosquito?
Someone was biting me last
okay,
night. I was mad. That's why when you get a lot of people coming in and out the room, it's best to just like one at a time, in and out, open and shut the door, in and out. I don't play that. I hate when because I don't like to kill them, you know.
They will bite
That's
me
why
all
I don't
over.
like coming in my room.
I got bit one time.
So listen, y'all ready?
We are ready.
We're gonna go on a quick tour. I want y'all to get familiar with the grounds, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, give y'all a little bit of pointers and stuff along the way.
Come on,
Right before I start speaking.
Okay, I'm straight.
All right, y'all. This is the water. It comes out of the ground into here. As you can feel, it comes out of the ground hot. Okay? Feel the water. Ouch. It's very, very hot. All right? Now, it goes into the tank. You have some tanks that are for hot water and some tanks that are cooling the water.
I hear her.
I got the earphones on.
You can't hear her?
Ronald, you can turn it up and down too.
It might be down.
In case the volume gets low. Okay, all right. Y'all cool? Y'all cool? Y'all got the echo out? Yeah. This is an outdoor shower. So y'all know there's baths down there, but it's really refreshing to take a shower in this thing right here. And you just got to experience it to know what I'm talking about. All right? Because it's a beautiful view back there. And not too often you get to take a shower outside. So
Okay, I'm going to do a demonstration right now.
the water's room temperature. So, I mean, not room temperature, but you know what I mean.
Outside temperature?
Exactly. Not that cold. It's not freezing cold, but it's bearable.
We'll take a nighttime shower here, right?
Plus, it's sticky. It's best to do it like when the sun is out, when it's real hot, and you just want to cool down. Right here is where to come. Right here. So, what was somebody asking me? Oh, seasons. Rainy season. There's 2 seasons here. Rainy and dry. It's not like spring, summer, winter, and fall. These are the saunas. All right, the way these are built is the same hot water that's coming out those tanks, running through here. And the doors are closed and everything, so there's a lot of steam coming up. So if anybody wants to come in here, breathe, you know what I mean? Get the sulfur and the minerals and stuff in your lungs, or just sit in there and sweat, lose a little bit of weight, whatever. Relaxing. But let me tell y'all something about the water here. The water that you see coming out, going into that tank over there, is coming out the ground. Now, that's natural water, and it's very, very high in minerals. It has a pH balance of 8.9, I think. I think it's 8.9. That's high for a pH balance. You know what I mean? Like 7 is neutral. Anything above 7, what it starts doing, it starts killing bacteria and everything. So,
yeah, this is the start.
The water is good for you, you know, so you can take advantage of the water while you're here. Getting a break from it, and it actually burned my skin. You know, that's how sensitive, once you get out here and start cleansing, and that's how sensitive you're going to get to all that stuff when you get back to the States. You're going to notice a big, big, big difference. So that's what I'm saying. While you're out here, take advantage. Try to take a bath every single day in this water, okay? Look, guys, here's the faucets.
This one is filled up.
Every single tub that's got the little faucet on the outside. Are y'all looking? Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all need y'all to pay attention. Everybody see where this faucet is? All right, turn it on. Hear the water.
warm. Like dark hot. Like
This is how you rinse the tub out. Watch out, y'all see this broom? Pretty much mix the water around before you take a bath. Alright? What you're gonna do, this thing right here, when you get finished taking a bath, you fill it up. Why is this thing in here? Should I put it in there? Fill it up. We ain't gotta be that hard, but you know what I mean?
Just a tour
Go around the whole
Dr.
tub.
Sebi's,
And you rinsing it out before and after. Take a bath
is,
every day, okay?
this is little
You can
village he
take a
has
bath
for his healing.
in the daytime. You can take a bath after it gets
And
dark.
I
When the
guess,
mosquitoes
Lisa
gonna
showing
come out at night.
how everything is,
Like when the sun is beginning to go
and
down,
where everything is
but let a
at,
couple
and
hours
how
pass
everything
by,
is used and
you'll be
clean.
straight. You can come down here and run some bath water if
Showing
you want to take
everything
one at
that,
night. But just
Dr.
take advantage
Sebi
of this water while you're here, especially
doing.
if you have any kind of skin problems. All right, skin problems, hair,
And I
get your hair
believe
wet, nails, hair, skin, and
my
nails.
Do it
All
help your
right,
hair
there's a
grow?
washing machine inside in case anybody needs to wash their clothes. And if you need
met
like extra light
Lisa
when we get in
personally
areas like this, I don't know if that made it.
while
No,
she was
I don't
over
think it's
there.
enough. So anyway, there's a washing machine. Come on, I'll show you where the washing machine is.
no.
Where is the washing machine? Is it outside? You don't need lights?
That's not it?
That one doesn't work.
We could just act like it works with video.
Well, there used to be a washing machine here. So this is the deal. What we can do is we can go in town once a week. You know, we'll pick a couple people who don't mind, who's going to take all the clothes and get them washed. Now, these are herbs, everybody. Over here, your people who have like prostate cancer and stuff like this is really, really, really good for prostate cancer. This stick right here will cure. No, this ain't it. Hold on. It looks like it.
Are they different?
Oh, yes, it is. Woo! This stuff is, man, we got this drink we're going to be drinking tomorrow. It's so bitter.
Oh, that's the
The
bitter?
first time y'all taste it, I got to get y'all on film. Yeah,
That's the bitter.
this stuff will cure prostate cancer and give you a natural high. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna see, man. And women, and another thing it does, when women drink that stuff, it makes them aggressive. That's why every time I come here and I get charged up and I go back home, I be on one, like what? You know, to cause all this trouble and stuff. Blame it on the Omen grinding.
Wanna get locked up?
Ooh, wow.
She always did.
So everybody already knows what these are. These are your living quarters. We call them huts. These huts are made out of mud.
Told
the
y'all.
mud is like an inch thick, okay? What they do is they build like a wood frame, and then they pack it with mud, and then they, you know, put this like, what is the outer surface called?
Cement?
Mortar.
Yeah, because the mud, this isn't actual mud, because if the water were to get on the actual mud, it would melt back down to the ground. This is the outer layer. But anyway, what this does is when it gets cold, these walls get warm. And when it's warm, these walls get cool. I know I told everybody yesterday, if you're using tissue paper, don't forget, you cannot flush it down the toilet, because this place was built on a septic system, and we don't want the tissue paper to clog it up, okay? So I know, like, it's a habit. First thing you do is you throw the toilet in the toilet paper. If you do that,
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
right,
Toilet
right.
toilet.
You guys are so okay. If you forget, you do it, but you remember before you flush it. Just stick your hand back in the toilet.
Or get a stick.
I stuck my hand right in that toilet.
It's your
I dropped it. I was like, ooh.
stick your hand to it, grab the toilet paper, and throw it in the trash.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
And
just
then wash your hands.
right here. Okay, the creek is on the other side of this fence. Now, in your leisure time, if you just want to venture back here, fine. You can't get lost if you follow the creek. The creek goes all the way up to the bottom of the mountain, to the foot of the mountain, and through the forest. I've been 2 hours back into the forest following this creek, okay? And
careful,
let's
man.
go walk back there so I can show you. The further you go up the creek, the higher the water is going to get. We're like way, 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 way at the bottom.
Sophia, Tamel, are y'all listening?
Heck no, they ain't listening. For some reason, y'all get like a strange itch or a rash. Report it immediately, because
Is that a huge mosquito?
that is not a mosquito.
Okay.
When I leave.
I told you what time the mosquitoes come out.
Okay.
Now, if y'all get a strange bite or a rash, report it immediately. What we're going to try to do here is everything the natural way. So, trust me, they got something for you. We got salve for your skin in case you get bites or for the mosquitoes or whatnot. And they got all kind of herbs that'll take care of any kind of problem. If for some reason, God forbid, somebody gets bit by a snake, which that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. This is what I recommend you do. You grab the nearest green leaf around you, and you chew it up, and you eat it, right?
I thought you put it on the thing.
No, this is all of these green. Let me tell you what leaves not to eat when we get back up there. This is poisonous plant up there. I don't want nobody.
I'm not trying to grab a leaf like.
No, if you get bit by a
Just
snake,
leave
you want to
him
grab a
alone.
leaf because what this is chlorophyll.
Do you
And
really
what
suck
that
the poison
does,
out?
excuse me, the chlorophyll thins out your blood. So when you get a snake bite, that stuff, it coagulates the blood. It makes it so that, it clots up. This will unclog your blood, okay? You have to respect nature, and nature will respect you. And that's pretty much it for the tour.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we want to bring to the stage our sister, Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Give her a round of applause.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good. Okay. So I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about my personal experiences with Dr. Sebi and the herbs that I have taken, and also the village in Honduras that I have personally been to several times on several occasions. So the video that you guys just saw, see, I've been there. So you have to go there to get the real, idea of what this place is like. Because words cannot describe it. I met Dr. Sebi about 4 years ago. And before I got a chance to actually go to the village in Honduras, I took his herbs. Now, he had several herbs, but the ones that I personally chose to take was a 10-day cleanse. And it's because at the time in my life, kind of felt like the world was on my shoulders. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I needed to go to the top of a mountain and scream. I just had a lot going on with myself. And they say when you cleanse, it's not just a physical thing, but it's also like an emotional thing. So I did the cleanse, and before I did the cleanse, I ate everything. I was raised on everything. So after I did the cleanse, I had to give up the meat, the dairy, the sugar, the alcohol, the sodas, the acid, the breads, the pastas, almost everything. But for about 10 days, I lived on juice, 100% juice, water, sea moss, fruits and vegetables, and after a 10-day period, I only needed 4 hours of sleep a night. My energy level was incredibly high. My intuition was on point. I could tell you who was knocking on the door before they knocked. I could tell you who was calling the house before they called. My senses was, they were there. I had no desire whatsoever to eat any of the things that I had eaten before the cleanse because I felt that good. Before I did the cleanse, I had eczema. It runs in my family. I didn't have it that bad, but every once in a while I would get a breakout. Rash on my face or whatever. Never, since I have changed my eating habits, have I had another breakout. I had, before I did the cleanse, I had bladder infections. And say once you get one,
So yeah, her testimony's going down. She's telling it all what she experienced
after the cleanse.
at Honduras.
Never
And
have I experienced another bladder infection.
yeah, it's real. It's
Before I did
real.
the cleanse,
It's real.
They say I was
Speaking the
alcoholic.
Yeah, we need to listen.
I I was even admitted into Charter Peachford, which is a psychiatric and alcoholic rehabilitation center. Make you take these AAA classes, and they didn't really do anything but piss me off. Excuse me. Trying to make me feel like I had a problem or something. But after I did the cleanse, I had no desire to drink whatsoever. So I do credit Dr. Sadie for curing me of alcoholism as well. Now, I did all of this before I went to Honduras. Honduras is it's another experience. Once I went to Honduras, the environment, it's a tropical environment, so it's beautiful. There's clean air, there's clean water, fresh air, no televisions and radios, none of that poison. You get to relax, bathe outside in the beautiful sun, eat the food. They have a chef who serves you twice a day. And they got their stuff together because they serve you in the morning at a certain time because it has something to do with how the sun rises. Then they serve you at 12 because of the position of the sun and all this stuff. That's your last meal. But I mean, I met a lot of good people out there who suffered from various different diseases and whatnot. And I saw with my own two eyes many people recover from what their ailments were. It's a very good experience. It was a great experience for me. I go just to get away, just to relax, just to clear my mind. You don't always have to, like I said, disease doesn't always have to be a physical thing. I kind of feel like we all sick in some kind of way. Whether it be a problem, love life, I don't care what it is. You got issues, if you're stressed about anything, cleansing can do amazing things for you. And I don't know where else to go from here, but to just let everyone know that I encourage all of you to cleanse or to be very careful about what you put into your body, because we're ignorant to a lot of things because, we're always watching television or listening to the radio, We think that
we gotta watch what we eat. Everything we eat.
And it's not. Even when the juice bottle says 100% real juice, it's a lie most of the time because as soon as you turn on the back and read the ingredients, it says 17% juice. Well, what's the other 83%? Sugar or water. So, we just gotta, open our eyes, open our minds, and really focus on our vehicles and cleaning it out. And, I don't know what else to say now.
Take your time.
So, you right here with me? All right, cool. Well, it's helped me in my career, my music. Yes. No, feel free. Okay, she's asking what type of music am I going to sing now that I have cleansed and gotten in touch with my spiritual self? Well, my intention is to reach as many people as I can and to spread the knowledge that I have gained. And I'd like to spread that through love, through wisdom, through my music, through cooking. I love to cook. And I think we're going to do a demonstration today. I'm not sure, but I think we are. If we do, then I'd like to show you guys a couple of things. A couple of quick, healthy treats that we can whip up in the blender. But music-wise, the cleanse opened me up, because his herbs, they get rid of the mucus in your system, they get rid of the toxins in your blood, they get rid of the, clean your colon out and stuff like that. So when I sing, it's much more powerful. My voice, the resonance, I'm really tapping into something because I'm open. I feel, oh yeah, the power is there. Yes. Me too. I'm very amazed at how long I'm speaking today. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Dr. Sabi has that same thing. Dr. Sabi walks in the room and it just gets bright. It's like the turn on the light. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. How did I find out about Dr. Sabi? Well, it says in the Bible, ask and ye shall receive. And that's what I did. I didn't know who I was asking for, what I was asking for. All I knew was I had some questions that needed to be answered. And one of them that was really, really heavy on my mind was the cure for anything. I just could not believe that there was not a cure for, I don't care what disease, especially AIDS. I could not believe it. And about a week later, I was in the studio talking to a producer friend of mine named Michael Anthony. And he just decided to tell me about a man that he knew who had the cure. And when he said those words, I said, there's an answer. He's got to be the one, because I was asking for the real thing, coming to be telling me about this man, and that man was Dr. Sabi. So, yes. I don't know, maybe Dr. Sabi can help answer that question. I know that if you're cleansing, I think that those things kind of help. Well, the stars, from what I understand, and what I believe, are very important. We all play a part in each other's lives. I just wanted to add one more thing that I forgot. You guys know that your body organs, they are always regenerating themselves. Your body parts. They take about 7 years to regenerate. Constantly rebuilding themselves. Today my skin is very different from the skin I had 4 years ago. My hair is better. Almost like it was when I was a baby. Everything is new. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. You start now, about 7 years, you might look 10 years younger.
The truth to youth is in what you eat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring Lisa Left Eye Lopez back. After the intermission, she's going to be preparing some food and some smoothies and stuff for us. All right, right now we just want to move along and get into our program. We all came to hear Dr. Sabi we want to get into that. But let's give our beloved sister, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, a round of applause. Let's thank her for her testimony. If you guys walk out and you prepare for food prayer.
The more light, the better.
I personally do not believe in death.
We almost there.
I believe in transformation.
We're almost there.
I do believe that there is an afterlife.
We all share the same space. So no matter what form you may be in, here or not here, you may be dust, we still share the same space.
Rest in peace, Left Eye.
There we go. We're all around.
Last picture she took.
When someone passes away, look up. A new star is born.
Shout outs to the Illuminati NWO Exposed for the videos.
How you doing, sis?
Oh man, I'm good. We're gonna go to Sambo Creek and get some shots. Just getting footage of the vibe. You know what I mean?
Are y'all gonna need the van?
No, we need the red car.
This is the last footage.
Time.
I personally do not believe.
So that was the first victim. The next victim. This is Dr. Sebi right there coming out the New York case. Michael Jackson was there. Shout outs to AP. There's Michael.
Michael, we talk about your humanitarian effort. Why are you here?
I had to do something to make up for the.
Dr. Sebi also cured Michael Jackson's son. His name was yeah, he had cured him also. I think that's why Michael Jackson had met with him to this court. Wanted to bring him to this courthouse.
Are his spirits pretty good despite the grand jury hearing today?
Well, I haven't discussed the grand jury hearing with him, but he is in Washington where he's being honored by the African Ambassador Wives Association, and I think that he's happy about that and the meeting that he's just had with the members of the Congress.
Did any of the lawmakers bring up the impending case?
No, not at all.
What about him? Are his spirits pretty good despite what's going on in California?
Well, his spirits are great, and he's moving on with all of the humanitarian causes and efforts that he has done throughout his lifetime.
I'm told he might be touring Africa, a humanitarian tour.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. All right, thanks. I appreciate you.
All right.
He is here in Washington to receive an award on behalf of his generosity and concern and work, particularly in Africa related to AIDS. And he spoke with members here who've been interested and continue to work around health issues and AIDS in particular, both in Africa and here domestically. And so we were happy to have a chance to spend some brief moments to talk to one of the leading celebrities in the world that has used their celebrity status to actually help other people, particularly millions of people on the continent of Africa who are suffering with the most devastating disease known to mankind. So with that, Congressman Rush is standing here with me. And if you want to say something, you can, and then I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Congressman. Let me just say that Michael Jackson appeared not simply because of the fact that he wanted to be here, but he did have an invitation to appear. And it was good for us to have some moments with him, some personal moments with him, to enter into discussions of issues that we were concerned about. And the issues that we were concerned about, of course, is his position on AIDS and what he's doing for Africa. And we also indicated to him that he should take a look at the rising incidences of AIDS here in America, particularly in rural America and in inner city America. And he indicated that he would do that. And we just had a glorious time, and it was good to see someone of the stature of Michael Jackson to be here. I'm from Chicago, so I have to get the Michaels mixed. Michael Jackson to be here and to be able to share some ideas and discussions.
So, but before we do that, go ahead and watch this short clip on Nipsey Hussle.
Man. What makes you want to do a documentary about Dr. Sebi?
So, yep, that was the second victim, Michael Jackson.
I think the story is important. I think it's a powerful narrative.
It is.
You know what I mean? And I think imagine this, anybody in this room, if I could say, hey, somebody cured AIDS, y'all be like, yeah, right. And then I could show you an example of him going to trial and proving in a court to a jury that he cured AIDS. Y'all be interested in that.
Absolutely.
And y'all would look into the way he did it, right? So I feel like more so than like
any type of herpes, it's all kinds of
and that's what he do, by the way.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
He's used. In 1979, I think it was, you were charged in New York City with practicing medicine without a license. You were ultimately charged, indicted, and taken before the New York Supreme Court. And I would advise my viewers who might be questioning your authenticity that you won that case. Now, so the charge was practicing medicine without a license and claiming that you had a remedy to cure AIDS, cancer, and diabetes. So the question is, how did you win that case against what some people say are the toughest prosecutors in the land?
Well, it was 1987.
87, not 79, 87.
The 10th of February.
Okay.
My mother knew they were coming. When I told my mama that I had cured my 13 AIDS patient, she said, "They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you."
So let me stop you there. You said I cured my 13 AIDS patients.
Yeah.
So you had 13 patients
yeah.
who had AIDS.
Yeah.
And then you say
you
cured them.
Sure.
Keep talking.
So my mother said, "They're gonna get you." I said, "But Mom, why are they gonna get me?" Because you must remember that you live in a society that supports a certain philosophy and a certain system. You being the color that you are, black, and then you're going against the grain, they're gonna get you. So when I'm in my office on February the 10th, here come the detectives. You are charged with practicing medicine without a license, selling product not approved by the FDA, and claiming to cure AIDS and other diseases. Mm-hmm. I said, yes. Advertised in the Village Voice, the Amsterdam News, and the New York Post.
And you were telling people through your advertising that you can cure
AIDS, sickle cell, lupus, herpes, blindness, diabetes, paralysis, and others.
Okay, so they come knocking on the door and...
So knocked on my door and took me to jail. And I knew that I had sufficient evidence to prove my position, not only scientifically, empirically, historically, and whatever way they would desire. So while I was in jail, I'm saying, I wonder what defense they would have against me.
Yeah.
I would like to know. But I didn't blame the Attorney General, Mr. Robert Abrams, because why should he accept from me the statement that I cure AIDS and sickle cell and blindness when no one else has ever made those claims? The man had a right to arrest me, but he was making a mistake. So I'm sitting in jail, and I'm happy. When I got out of jail and when I went in front of the judge, I asked 3 questions.
And they were?
They were, Your Honor.
You defended yourself?
Of course I did.
Okay.
Your Honor, is it a fact that the Holy Bible teaches that the herbs are for the healing of the nations? She said, yes. Is it a fact that science shows that the human body is carbon-based, and to complement a carbon-based body, you must have a carbon-based substance to complement it, because the body only accepts a substance through the process of chemical affinity. Chemical affinity is important. It's an electrical transfer. Chemical affinity. Okay. The body could only accept what it is made of, not something new or alien to it. Last question. Your Honor, is it a fact that the father of medicine, Mr. Hippocrates, the man that established the principle of medical science today, cured every disease known to man? Did he use herbs or chemicals? She said, herbs. I said, thank you very much. I rest my case.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I understood that the state were unprepared to defend itself. They were unprepared because in the past there was 2,781 cases that came before the Supreme Court and lost.
Yeah.
I won.
Yeah.
Not only did I prove scientifically, but I had the diagnostic sheets, and I do have them today. And those diagnostic sheets didn't come from me. They came from their school, their American accredited, medical accredited school.
Did I read it correctly where there was some requirement for you to actually bring patients, a patient into court from each of those maladies, and that you brought multiple patients in court who, one, testified themselves, and that you had medical records, one showing that they were victims of the disease, and then showing that it had been cured by one doctor, and then a second doctor verifying what the first doctor had said?
Yes. We have to remember this, that whenever you make a statement that goes against the grain, you better be prepared. You better be prepared. The judge said that I had to bring one of every patient that I had cured, and there was one that said others. The others was a man that came from Italy. He was paralyzed. But I was supposed to take 9. I took 77.
You took 77 patients?
So, but before we do that, go ahead and watch this short clip.
So yeah, these are the court files. That was filed in New York at the time. Yeah. So we got this. Against So yeah, this tells us all right. The documents are here. So yep, he just tells us everything. So let's read. So upon the order to show cause with temporary. I'm gonna read this. Y'all can read this, but I'll go ahead. I guess 10 pages long. So yeah, those are the documents. You guys always could go back and read them. So yeah, check it out, you guys. We need to all get that knowledge. They hid this from us for a while, so we might as well give you guys now. What we gotta do. Yeah, see here's some other headlines from the New York. That they had the herbalist who was claimed to cure AIDS is nabbed. He caused arrests, racist, and smear campaign. Some more stuff that they had out on him. Here's another one. Herbalist found not guilty in fake healing case. So yep, he beat that. Another article right here. And we're gonna go to this one right here.
Sebi was someone that was special to the community, and I think the truth deserves to be heard. There have been speculations about his death, and I've spoken to Usha about it, and I asked her, and I want to ask you here, and whatever your answer is, it's okay. The reports came in after he was arrested and locked up that he died of pneumonia. Now, of course, a lot of people aren't believing that because, you know, Dr. Sebi was a man that a lot of people wanted to take over. They wanted the money, the notoriety, everything that he had worked for. Mm-hmm. And so is it true
He knew the government was after him since day
that
one.
he died from pneumonia? Because you said you spoke to your father the night before he died.
Here's the
I
truth.
spoke to him about 3 days before he had passed.
Okay.
You know, and I wouldn't be able to say from that conversation that he passed from pneumonia. No, that's not my belief. Mom may attest to something different, but no, not based on the information that I've obtained.
So he wasn't coughing. He didn't have problems breathing when you spoke to him 3 days prior to the report of his death.
He was cold, and so yes, there was a cough. I did hear a cough.
Okay.
But he was cold. He was like he was freezing in there, and he couldn't take it anymore. He said he had been on a 2-week fast at the time. And so he was feeling low and he needed something, and you can tell, you know. But I wouldn't be able to attest that he died of pneumonia. Besides, we had a confession. And so, no, I don't believe that.
You had a confession?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A confession as to like how he actually died, or
As to how someone participated in his death. But we don't want to speak names, times, things of that nature, because it's an ongoing investigation right now. And I'm very happy that that person came to us to let us know what their part was in it and why. And we appreciate that. But it's an ongoing investigation as to what happened. And no, it wasn't pneumonia.
Wow.
It may have been the symptom of, from what was done, no doubt, but there was intrusive factors.
This is the first time I'm hearing this. I mean, we've had conversations, and she would not speak of this, and I expressed to her that I would ask on the air, but I didn't know that she was going to say this, and this is wow. So, as rumors were spread about him being murdered, this was a murder.
In my book.
Okay. And Ma, may I ask, like, did you, I mean, you don't have to give out any information, of course, because it's an ongoing investigation, but had you spoken to him as well when he was
I hadn't spoken
locked
to
up?
him, no.
Okay, so
Mm-mm.
your information that you got, it was from Usha being in contact with Dr. Sebi?
Exactly.
And how did you take the news when you found out? Did you believe it?
No, it's hard to believe, to find out. Just her speaking on it now, it's hard to believe that. It's hard to believe that, that kind of thing. But with this investigation, there's evidence. So it's still hard to believe, and it's still so hurting. It's just painful. The whole thing is painful. It's real painful, like the kind of pain you just can't even believe exists. It's kind of every time just the thought of it, and that way for Sebi, okay, why would you? But that's what we always say, why, right? And those people, whoever it is.
And interesting enough, he was locked up with another person. I want to say, was it Pablo, or if I'm not mistaken? And he was released, I guess, a week later or a couple of days later after Dr. Sebi had passed.
That is correct.
Just walked out. So it was literally 2 weeks of those two being locked up together. And Dr. Sebi was stripped of his cash and every single thing. And we saw the video of him being taken away, and he was on the back of the truck, and he looked, you could tell he was just over it, what was going on. Mm-hmm. And when I saw the video of him, what it looked like to me, appearing to kind of call out those who were, I guess, betraying him.
They were taking him down.
It's a very sad video to see. It's a very sad thing to see, because you can see that he was broken. You can see that he was hurt, not broken as a man, but his heart was broken, because he has a big heart. He's like me. When you're betrayed and you find out someone is doing something behind your back that you have no idea about, that hurts. It hurts, and it breaks your heart when you find out that people are doing things against you to prevent you from sharing what you share with the world.
And give what you give.
And to give of yourself your whole heart. I don't care about this money thing. Forget this money thing and the product and selling it in the internet and world. He gave of himself. Mm-hmm. Him. We as his children, we got the short end of the stick because Daddy had to be the one to be out there to push this, to talk about this. We have to understand that. But we got the short end of the stick. We had to allow that because we knew the importance of this and the fact that he had to give this message. So to sit back and see his hard work, everything he did, everything he worked for, to just turn such a corner for him. We were not part of his chapter at this juncture. This was his final chapter, his third chapter. We were not part of his chapter by this time. They had already separated, and so there was a lot that went on in his life that I'm sure he was speaking on, but we can't attest to that because we weren't part of that, part of his journey.
What were his last words to you? DeSaby was someone that was special to the community, and
This is about Nipsey's life and what he did before he died.
It's showtime.
Peace, Nips.
Long-winded, running through this life like it was mine. Never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own destruction or success. But what is a mistake without the lesson?
I'm saying that right.
I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it, no kidding. Breaking down a swish in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling no feelings.
It's my area, this is where I grew up at. It's really like where I spent a lot of my time as a youth. Our neighborhood basically go from like Slauson to Florence. A lot of people got killed out here on these streets.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate.
LA Weekly had a thing, Crunch Time for Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were looking at other rappers and comparing you and saying it's been so long. And
Right.
what happened. And
Right. I mean, you know, it's so much underlying events that took place in between me leaving Epic Records and Crenshaw coming out. Real life things, street shit, you know, that never really got written about because it doesn't belong on the front page. My brother going to the penitentiary, us getting raided, us having real war in the streets.
From the east to the west.
It was heavy. We was knee deep in something real. And it was about surviving and defending our, you know, opportunities. And so that took a toll on the music and the productivity. I don't ever make moves under pressure. I try not to. On Crenshaw, I've said this is gonna be the first time I give my fan base a directive and say, if you wanna reciprocate for the inspiration that I've given you over the course of these 5 mixtapes, here's how you do it, proud to pay. It's a $100 CD. Come to the pop-up shop. So you know I had won over enough people that we sold out the first 1,000 in the first day.
My whole intention was just get the people talking about it. I wanted everybody to, you know, be like, why is he charging 100? What make you think it's worth 100?
That was at the time when Jay was doing the Magna Carta New Rules thing. I'm conscious that there's a intentional pushback from allowing, we could unpack each one of those people that look like me. Yeah, I'm supposed to be in jail or dead. It's a whole prison complex. You know what I'm saying? Then you think about as an artist, there's a business model that exists in the music industry to prevent you from having ownership, to prevent you from being a partner in the lion's share of the profit.
And dirty money get washed on royalty statements. Black owners in this game are powerful racists.
The value is created in content. So when I think of us as hip hop artists, we create content, but we don't have a wide product line. You go to Disneyland, they got tons of products. Ears and all, Disney, Mickey, everything. And so that's the vision behind the Marathon store. It was more natural and it resonated at a higher frequency to put it on Crenshaw and Slauson just because of the significance of that corner. I've been hustling on that corner since I was 15. We all started right there. We popped the trunk and was grinding on that corner from
kids, from teenagers. Tupac of my generation, young black nigga trapped and he can't change it. Know he a genius, he just can't claim it, cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated, so he get faded, but deep down inside, he know you can't fade him. And I've had that thought myself, and I'm sure these young people coming up trying to put 2 and 2 together, deal with that, you know. So that was just an honest reflection on my mentality before I was embraced by music and, you know, got recognized and started to make money off of my art. We don't got no means to go get it, you know what I mean, other than our little pistols and handguns. We got choppers and all that. These niggas got millions of dollars, institutions set up, but that's the culture of where we come from. This is my daughter, Imani Dior.
Is this your first Grammys?
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Good.
Dad, how are you feeling?
I feel great, incredible.
How did you feel when you got the call that this body of work, because you put a lot into it, it received a lot of great buzz, a lot of great feedback, but it was also being recognized by the Academy?
Right. It's my debut album, you know, so for my first one out the gate, it's like, you know, it was overwhelming a little bit. You know, it was, like I said, inspiring, you know, humbling, you know, combination of feelings.
Do you feel any of that sophomore album pressure now?
You know what? I don't. I feel like, you know, you get one chance to make a first impression. You know what I mean? And from there, it's about consistency. So I feel like we put a great foot forward on the first one. We're gonna go back in strong.
I love that.
How are you gonna celebrate tonight?
Man, I got a music video to shoot in the morning, so we might take a shot and we gotta get back at it tomorrow. Yeah.
Back in this bitch like I never left. Stand for some shit that you never read.
Fans, family, and closest friends all agree he's one of the realest MCs out there of his time. Now, this title isn't just because of his rhymes talking about the life in South LA, but because he's creating change in South LA.
All my life, I've been grinding all my life, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price.
7 mixtapes, a chart-topping studio album, and a lot of Nipsey Hussle's lifelong grind is paying off, and now the 33-year-old rapper is paying it forward in Crenshaw.
My career started right here. This community put me on. Yes, sir.
Nipsey started in this parking lot on the corner of Slauson and Crenshaw. He used to sell his unsigned mixtapes out of the trunk of his car. Now, you actually own half of this lot.
Yeah, me and my family, Black Sam, Adam, my pops, you know, the whole team.
He also owns Marathon Clothing Store, which not only sells his label, but lets his visitors use an app to enhance their shopping experience.
We playing a long game. We don't want the money to stop when we go. When we can't work no more, we want it to outlive us. We want it to be generational. You know,
and next door, a basic needs shop. They sell everything from prepaid cell phones to fragrances. And at both stores, Nipsey hired local artists.
This is Tanny.
Hi, Tanny. I'm Leah.
Partners and up-and-coming artists.
Okay. By the end of this year, Nipsey will also open a barber shop.
And so we gonna call this Steve's, and it's named after my homeboy Fats. You know what I mean? This is a tattoo of him right here. He was murdered last year.
And a Creole seafood restaurant.
And everything. All the equipment was brand new.
All of these businesses are family owned and operated. Nipsey says businesses are only part of the change. For true change, he's starting with kids at 54th Street Elementary, an area plagued by violence.
Yeah, I think it's just about offering a new identity, you know? Like it's not weak to be strong. It ain't weak to make smart moves.
He hired a local artist to help spruce up this basketball court. And I see in the inside, it's got safety, respect, friendship, kindness, community, principles,
to live by.
And in an attempt to attract entrepreneurs to the community. His latest business venture is Vector 9.
Resources and spaces to work and to network and to meet with people and collaborate with people.
That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life, look.
So, for a young boy from Crenshaw who started with nothing.
I got you, big dog. Let me sign that part of the front.
Nipsey Hussle has given everything. Hope, opportunity, and resources for his community to grind and succeed.
meditate and get into yourself and find out what's really motivating you.
Cutting money out.
Very inspiring. And he's not done yet with building up that area. The first floor of that co-working space will be a STEM center for young people. Nipsey also teamed up with Puma to revamp that basketball court for the kids as well. And Nipsey Hussle will also be stopping by Good Day LA tomorrow morning.
Right. Nipsey may not have noticed me, but I did a backpack giveaway with him about 3 or 4 years ago. So he's so busy now. What's up next?
So he says he has some announcements to make, but he wouldn't spill the beans. But maybe he'll share it tomorrow morning on Good Day LA. But he does say he has something in the works.
He's a serial good guy. Just got so much good going
just
on.
all around, community,
Good.
entrepreneur,
Nice.
local star.
Nice story, Leah.
Guy you can
Well
look
done.
up to.
What's good, Lauren and Nip? What's up, man?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lauren.
Thank you. To this boss, phenomenal woman right here. It's her
To your
CA.
what?
To my wife, to my girl. Happy birthday.
Hey, congratulations.
Hold on, OT.
Hey.
What's the new single? What's the name of the new single? Bae.
Hey, what's up, T?
Hey, y'all here.
Hey, hold on. I tripped, so y'all gotta give me a good one.
60
Hey, congrats on your nomination, by the way, man.
Thank you.
We look forward to you. What do you feel about Mac Miller, getting nominated as well?
God bless you, man. That's my
Do you
God.
feel like
Nipsey Hussle.
Well, one of tonight's Grammy nominees for Best Rap Album, South LA's own Nipsey Hussle. He may not have taken home a statue, but he's just getting started.
I grew up in LA in the 90s, you know, in the Crenshaw district. You know, I was raised by my mom, grandma. She was real, just big on keeping a tight family and big on love. That was my home life. Then outside, it was LA in the 90s. Outside, it was a little chaotic.
Now, how old were you when you started writing lyrics?
Probably like 9.
In a 2006 interview with Davey D on Hard Knock TV, then 21, Nipsey talked about the roots of rap.
It comes from struggle. People gotta express their struggle. When you ain't got no other means of liberating yourself, it's through spoken word and expression.
By the time he recorded his 2010 mixtape, The Marathon, Nipsey was rapping about some pretty dark days.
My brother was in prison. You know, we lost a home.
Nipsey had also had a run-in with the law.
How long were you in jail?
I was in jail less than 90 days. Okay. I was on a probation violation, you know, and it was like a tricky case. It could have went either way.
I heard that you learned something in jail. You can make more money selling hair than you can selling drugs.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That tip on entrepreneurship is something Nipsey's taken to heart. At his retail shop at Crenshaw and Slauson, he does big business in imported hair. His Crenshaw branded clothing. He's also invested in real estate and music.
I never met $100 million drug dealer. It's plenty billion-dollar hip-hop brands. There's a lot of things that are more profitable than drugs, but they're not as glorified and they're not as accessible to us.
Nipsey Hussle. Have you heard of Nipsey Russell?
Of course. Yeah. I didn't experience his comedy.
You were young.
One of my older homies threw that name at me, the Nipsey Hussle name, and I liked how it sounded. And then, you know, I got educated after the fact. You know.
Now, what's your real name?
My real name is Ermias Ascadon. My first name means God will rise.
God will rise.
The name came from his father, who was born in the East African nation of Eritrea.
You did go back to Eritrea.
Yeah, twice.
You visited.
That was a life-changing trip to see my family again and, you know, breathe the air for a little bit.
With this success, what do you plan to do with it?
My experience with power, you can maintain it or you get it taken from you. And you get you some newfound power and go crazy, it get taken from you quick. I try to just ground myself and be focused, and because it's easy to fumble.
Well, Nipsey's Grammy nomination for Victory Lap was his first. I'm sure it won't be his last. And I just have to mention here Jeff, that not only what he's done for music and starting on his own, making his own mixtapes, selling them out of his car, but he has built a WeWork center for kids and adults in the community besides the retail store that you saw.
Yeah.
And he's building a playground. He has plans to do so much, and he's already giving back to the people that live there, and the message is you can do better. And I just think that it was important for people to know that about him.
Wonderful when you interview someone and you leave respecting them.
Oh, yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, I just really wish him all the best.
Look, relate to you I can't if you's a fake nigga. With level 4 in the state, what your mistakes get you. Rap niggas, they just wanna double date with you. Twit pick and show these hoes that they affiliate with you. Labels used to treating rappers like a slave, nigga. Starving artists, just be happy with your fame, nigga. Hustle, look, posted on the corner till the sun come up. We don't recognize your car, that's when the guns come up. Look, police hit the block, niggas scatter like roaches. Dope sales made in the open, niggas smoking.
Take a walk with me. I'm gonna just walk through the lot with you and talk real quick. Yeah, so you know, originally we had this location right here. It was called Slauson Tees. We didn't have these two corners of this third space. We was operating out of this space right here. You know, my brother had, you know, caught a case, went down for a few years. So we ended up losing this space. When he came home, you know, he did like 3 years with 80%. And when he came home, you know, he had a little money saved up. I had a couple dollars when he touched down. We put our bread together. And the first thing he said is, I want to get this spot again. You know, I want to get back where we was at.
We started in this parking lot. We grew up around here. This Shell gas station behind us used to be owned by a black man. When we was younger, we used to catch the bus going to school there. And we used to always want to own something.
Feeling connected to God, trying to get closer.
Yeah, so the actual brand, the name of the brand obviously is the Marathon. And it just stands for endurance. It stands for staying down. It stands for like not quitting, accepting the ups and downs of whatever game you commit yourself to and riding it out.
I actually started with the Hussle in the House video.
Copy, bust to rob, tiny draw, dipping stone when he come home and baby we dog. And can't forget my big brother Black Sam, just a young hood nigga with $1 million plan.
Blue and gold Crenshaw crew neck.
You know, it's actually a source of tourism at this point. All type of people from Australia, Europe, Africa, all over the world is pulling up to the Crenshaw and Slauson. And it's not to buy drugs, it's not to do anything illegal, it's to actually tap into the story and support. And so, you know, it's important that the people understand what that process was.
Where your money at? We gon' smoke 100 sacks, shooting up your block, switch cars, then we double back. You a funny cat, you ain't made 100 racks. You ain't nothing like Nip Hussle, that's a fucking fact. Putting on for my city, got 100 stats. I'm the realest nigga and it can't front on that. A lot of fake niggas hate me cause they wanna rap. If they dumb enough to say it, I'ma fucking snap.
You know, we also want things of value that represent us. So, you know, June 17th, you know, we really proud to open the door. This was like 3-4 years in the making. We went through a lot of stages with this, and everybody put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. So, June 17th, Crenshaw and Slauson, Marathon store, flagship grand opening. Y'all come check us out.
No 10 niggas, so you see well. My Cuban lane, that's 14K. My presidential, I wear it every day. It symbolizes how I'm enterprising. I came from Linton Dicky pockets, so I emphasize it. You check the file and niggas say I kept it silent. But fuck the rumors, money talks and you made less deposits. I dropped some videos go check the comments. They love me all around the world, my nigga, what's your problem?
No, I don't. Get that. You know what I mean? That ain't set up. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get in here, player. Hold on, player. Hold on, player. Don't do me like that. Hold on, player. All right, Snoop. All right, Red Fox, I see it. This is 60th and 8th Ave where we standing right now. This is the 8th Ave liquor store. My granny stayed a couple blocks down the street on 5th. You know, granddaddy stayed on 10th Avenue in 60th. My mama stayed on Red Park 60th. So this is just a central liquor store in our area, 8th Ave liquor store. They actually used this same store in the Boys in the Hood movie. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the locations. So growing up, we thought that was tight that they filmed that in our area where we actually shop at, you know what I'm saying? Come on, let's keep going.
Look at my car. Look at my grill, look like a store. Look at my life. Came up, nigga, we came so far, you see us. Crenshaw.
Right now, we on 60th and Madden, my young bro. We at the banger spot, central location for the movement. We just gonna show you where a lot of the ideas was inspired, you know what I'm saying, in my young homie, Tiny Boss Hall bedroom. Check it out. Yeah, get the walls. Nah, you know what I'm saying, we used to have the studio set up here, you know what I mean, and just motivation on the wall, you know what I mean, we brainstorm, round table. A lot of times if we ain't at the studio, we ain't at the shop, we come on Madden, you know what I'm saying? You gotta all money in, you know, stay focused. Quitting is not an option. 6 O's make $1 million. Big money only. You don't talk about it, be about it. You know what I mean? How hard are you really going? Different things that you wake up to, you know what I mean, when you're on this marathon.
How does it feel to be famous?
Fuck fame, man, nigga. Don't get some money, man. Don't worry about no fame. That's my true answer, you know what I'm saying?
Look, count my dough and smoke up. I'm from California. Me and my weed is potent. All my bitches go up. Where you from? So what?
It's my workspace. You know, that's where everything happens at. That's where the magic get made at. I get in here, you know what I'm saying, I just zone out. A lot of times I won't write it. You know, Rollo be in here and I hop in the booth when I hear the beat, hit press play, and we'll just go back and forth with lines and, you know what I mean, just run it over and over and over until it's a verse. And we listen back, we always blown away. But right now, I gotta do what I do, get back to work, you know what I'm saying, work on this victory lap. Till next time, the marathon continues. I love y'all, appreciate the support, and until next time, hustle.
Yeah, this your life, you can play with it. You make your bed, you gon' lay in it. Do your thing, just be safe with it. Triple bunks in the state prison.
Nip could have taken his money and opened up a store anywhere. But of course, you know, real recognized, all these different shades of people and all these people that came out. And it's hot as hell. They say we act crazy when it's hot. But we ain't acting crazy, man. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out. Also, and so thank everybody for coming out. Don't you worry.
Police are confirming that one person was killed in this shooting, but again, even though we have multiple reports that person is Nipsey Hussle, we have no official word on that yet.
The rapper tweeted shortly before the incident, quote, "Having strong enemies is a blessing."
I'm inspired, obviously, you know, I want to get back in and make some new music. Humbled, I know how much we put into the album, so, you know, to be recognized, it means a lot, you know, for my team also, everybody that worked on it. We just excited and you know, happy to be here.
Celebrities took to social media immediately to mourn his loss. Nipsey is survived by his 2 children, Cross and Imani.
I was a childhood friend. I've been knowing him all my life. He was like family to me.
I look at life like a marathon. More so than the physical side, is the mental aspect of being committed to something that challenges you. Throughout all the challenges just journey through at me, I remember times when my faith, my commitment, it was all tested. Being raided by the police, and back and forth to jail.
Real big, real big. I know one day I would do it real big. Real shit, real shit. I know what my real niggas feel is. Nighttime, love songs, and even see the stars, but we still wish. Real shit, real shit. Who would ever thought that we would build this? Tryna walk to school, get your jaw socked. Tryna pump your gas, get your car shot. Large profit margin on the long shots.
Machiavellian is Illuminati, all through your body. Shout out to the blows like a 12-gauge shot. The art of dialogue for this video.
Baby, for my love. I was going. I've been driving, I've been smoking. Almost forgot what I was doing.
That y'all had just shot a video or had just met, or what happened with that?
We just shot a video on Thursday.
On Thursday?
Yes, in Inglewood.
States the Nipsey's team was alerted of possible danger while filming in Los Angeles, and the production crew wanted the entire structure shut down. TMZ is sharing information from their sources, and the publication reports that the rapper knew that there was someone out to get him just days before he died.
Only Gab can do it like this.
Yo, YouTube, what up? Show me Gab, I'm in the building. And this is Machiavelli Media. And today, we're joined by my homeboy and fellow YouTuber, Mighty, from the Art of Dialogue. Mighty, what's good, fam?
What up, what up, what up? What's poppin', my G?
Man, you know I got to highlight you, man. We talk a lot off air, and we both been following what's going down with the brother Nipsey Hussle and the tragic loss of his life. But it's one thing a lot of people seem not to talk about, and I think that's the most important thing in this whole equation. If you're looking for who possibly will have a motive to hurt the brother Nipsey Hussle, and that's what happened at the John Legend video shoot. Can you share with my listener audience, what you know about what went down when he was shooting the video with John Legend?
Yeah, I read an article about TMZ where they were saying that Nipsey Hussle was getting death threats. So when, he did the video shoot with John Legend and DJ Khaled, he had a whole lot of security because, he was getting death threats prior, to doing that video. So, I mean, when you think about it, it seems like somebody sent the dude to go shoot him. What's the dude's name again? Eric Holder, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so when you think about it, I mean, if you use common sense, if Nipsey Hussle was getting death threats prior to him, getting shot and killed or whatever, clearly somebody sent Eric Holder to do that. So, I mean, it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot that, haven't been revealed yet. But, if you ask me, it seems like somebody pretty much sent Eric Holder to do the dirty work and, shoot and kill Nipsey Hussle.
Hey, man, that's real important, man, because they shot the video on Thursday. Well, you got Friday, then you got Saturday, and then Nipsey Hussle was shot and killed on Sunday. So he's getting death threats on a Thursday, and he's dead by Sunday afternoon, and nobody's really talking about the connection between the two things. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I implying that John Legend has something to do with it. John Legend is just a recording artist. He's a big-time vocalist, award-winning recording artist at that. But at his video shoot, Nipsey was so upset that basically security was flying around and they was like blocking all the exits and trying to, contain the situation because there was an intimate threat on his life. How do people conveniently forget about that or don't make that the source of, at least a point of reference? You had something to look at or what possibly could have happened to the demise of Nipsey Hussle.
I mean, that's very weird, man. I mean, I'm thinking the same thing because, you don't even hear nobody talking about that, about how Nipsey Hussle was getting death threats. I can't even think of nobody that, pretty much been talking about that at all, But another thing that's weird, if you ask me, and I want to get your opinion on this, is if Nipsey Hussle was getting death threats prior to him getting shot at his store or whatever, why would Nipsey Hussle go to his store and whip out telling his security that he was going to leave the house and go to his store? You would think, if he was getting death threats prior, why would you go to your store if you know people trying to kill you?
Well, what they say is he felt very safe in this location. This is like his. He homed it to, exactly how he wanted it, like customized it. You know what I mean? And he was safe in his own neighborhood, and they said he had gave his security the day off. And he didn't want to bother them. He got to spend time with that family. He was just going to run down to the store, give his homeboy some clothes to reunite with his family, and then shoot back out. But what they claiming is on the way leaving out the store, him and the guy was dapping up. And some fans saw him, and they wanted to get a quick photo with him. And the guy, Eric Holder, just so happened to be walking by.
Nah.
Hell broke loose. That's what they're saying. But you know what the crazy part is, people keep saying, well, Death Row set up Pac. Bad Boy set up Biggie. So this is an inside job on Nipsey trying to blame the guy Cowboy. And my thing is, in all those equations, right, it was always a fall guy, somebody that people could point the finger at and say it's his fault. If you look at the Death Row situation, that turned out to be Frank Alexander. It's his fault. He didn't have a gun on him. And Frank was saying, wait a minute, what could I have done? In Biggie's case, they tried to blame Gene Bill. You know what I mean? Hey, how did Gene know people was coming to get them? And in this case, you blaming the guy Cowboy that's been with him since day one. Because what could he have done with no gun or nothing on him? And the guy clearly waited till he left his side before he did what he did. But that's a whole nother topic.
But I want to go back to something you just said, man.
Good.
Okay, they claiming that Eric Holder just randomly was walking around. He seen Nipsey Hussle at the store, and he decided to shoot him. It don't make sense to me, man. I mean, if you use common sense, how the fuck did Eric Holder know that Nipsey Hussle was going to be at the store that day and at that time?
Well, if it was a big enough hit, think about this. It could have happened days before. Maybe Nipsey saved his life by not going past that store, or it might have happened a couple weeks down the line if he hadn't went that day. Because obviously, they knew this was his place of business. He liked to hang out there, and they were just waiting for an opportunity. You don't know how many times Eric Holder came by that store looking for Nipsey. To be honest, he might have came every day this month, and this is the one day he caught him there. But we can't prove that, but it's bigger than what people believe it is. I honestly believe that.
Yes, definitely was a hit. I mean, clearly, I mean, it's a dead giveaway when you hear about, Nipsey Hussle was getting death threats prior to him getting shot at his store. I mean, when you hear about that, I mean, clearly somebody sent the shooter there, Eric Holder. I don't know who's behind Eric Holder. I don't know if it's, the government. I don't know what's going on, man, but if you ask me, man, somebody definitely sent Eric Holder there to shoot Nipsey Hussle.
And then TMZ also reported that they believe that Nipsey Hussle knew who wanted to kill him, and he knew that it was intimate danger, his life was in danger. So with that being said, you look back at that tweet, Nip tweeted an hour before he died, having strong enemies is a blessing, right? And people been death threatening him and stuff like that. I think they ought to take a strong look at like a Nipsey phone records. You know what I mean? Who was he in contact with? Was anybody, robbing him? Did he have any conflict with somebody? Because of any homicide, the first thing they want to know is who you had problems with. Did he have any enemies? That's the first question they ask. Who would want to do this to him? And you don't just get a death threat out the blue and react to it like that. Especially if you think it ain't no validation to it, like, this nigga can't do nothing to me, or they just bluffing. But the fact they were scrambling around John Legend video shoot, locking stuff down, taking precautionary measures, let me know that was a serious threat. What you think?
I agree. I mean, let me ask you a question. Who do you personally think was behind the hit? Because if you ask me, if you look at everything Nipsey Hussle was doing, he was opening up businesses in his hood, and he was giving people jobs. He was teaching black people how to be independent, self-efficient. So, I mean, if you look at all the stuff he was doing, then, something else we didn't touch on, I heard Nipsey Hussle was getting harassed at his store.
That's a key point. I was going to ask you about that. Black Sam, his brother, what he said was very telling. To answer your first question is, I think it's self-explanatory. So you have a guy who had been allegedly accused of working with the police department or another branch of,
they say he was a snitch.
Exactly.
Police, which means he was an informant, which means, you work for the police pretty much if you were an informant. So,
Exactly. And, it just so happened he come past the store, from what I gather, everybody was shocked to see him. And, And this ain't no hate towards the friend that just got out of prison. But, you know, that was strange that he just popped up and wanted clothes. You know, either he did it on his own or was pressured to hurry up and come to the store and give him some clothes. I know he got shot as well, so I'm definitely not accusing him. But I'm just saying, you know, you have a connection with law enforcement.
Look at it. That's a good point you just made. I mean, you look at it, he was at the store because his friend just got out of prison, so he was showing up at the store to give him, you know, free clothes or whatever before he's seen his family or whatever. And this is somebody that just got out of prison, which means, and you look
but he was shot himself, though. He was shot himself, so, you know.
How serious was his issues, though?
He got shot in the back. I just try to be real careful, because you know one thing, man, one thing you don't want to do is accuse people that didn't have anything to do with it, because especially somebody that's grieving, he just lost his friend, he just lost his freedom, they took him back to jail because, you know, what had happened with his dealings with Nipsey Hussle. So I know you wasn't implying that, but I'm just saying for the record, nobody's accusing the brother, we just saying it's weird.
No, I'm just trying to put everything together, man.
Yeah, because it's weird.
To me, it's just hard for me to believe that. I mean, even though you said earlier that Eric Holder was probably, you know, going to the store every day, you know, hoping to see Nipsey Hussle. I don't know, man. It's weird.
You could have been, you know.
I mean, it's possible, but for him to...
That still don't mean that nobody sent him. What I'm saying is somebody could have been sending him every day, you know, and try to catch him. Or maybe they had an inside connect to the whole situation. But, you know, the whole thing, you know, in a nutshell is, you know, I still believe, you know, that Tupac was murdered, you know, in fear of what he could become, you know, what he would represent to his people and the change he was trying to bring. So could you imagine having somebody already doing these things? He's already army building and being the gap between different
businesses in the businesses, black people jobs,
rehabilitating gangbangers. Yeah, he was doing these things, and he was going around trying to open up the emporiums to, like, show other black people how to do it. You know what I mean? The community building aspect, and, you know, how to properly invest your money, and how to buy real estate. He was actually having workshops teaching people this type of stuff. So, I mean, everybody wasn't thrilled about that idea, man, because certain areas are set up to have to be self-destructive and to have violence and stuff like that. You know, it's the way they want it. You got a guy bringing change. Everybody's unhappy about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I'm not trying to throw no names out there, man, but if you ask me, it seems like the government is involved.
Very well could be the government. You know, you hear a lot of people talking about the Dr. Sebi thing, and shout outs to Nick Cannon, because Nick ready to run with it. I heard him talking today, how he's trying to hurry up and get it done, because he's scared of forces that may be. Well, he didn't say he was scared, but he said he know there's a lot of evil forces out here that would try to stop him. So, you know.
I mean, if you look at it, I mean, Nipsey Hussle, once again, you know, he was opening up stores and businesses in his hood, giving his people jobs, teaching black people how to be independent. His videos online of, you know, the cops pretty much harassing him at his store. I mean, he was getting death threats days before, you know, he got shot. He was getting death threats and everything. He had a tweet pretty much saying, you know, having strong enemies is a blessing. So, I mean, I don't know, man. If you ask me, man, everything points to the government being involved. Come on, man. Strong enemies. Like, first thing you're going to think about, you know, you saying strong enemies, these is somebody with a lot of power.
With power.
Exactly. So, the government, man.
Oh, you know what? A strong enemy also brings out the best in you, because you have to be stronger than them to survive. So, you know, he took that as a blessing. Like, these people that made me this much more stronger, because I had to, you know, come up against some pretty strong opposition. But what I wanted to say was something else nobody ever talks about is September 2018, somebody had shot in or shot at the store previously. I remember when it came across the news, Marathon store, somebody shot inside Nipsey's store, but nobody was hurt.
Grimy City, Grimy City.
Shout outs to Rich Money. Go subscribe to Rich Money.
drive around with that thing on me. Ain't nothing on my mind except the money. They all hating cause we only love it. Asian gangster on the rise and mob. I drive around through the town and started. From the bottom, kept the cold hearted. They watching down on me, they lit a party. But behind me are the painting artists.
Bitch, I'm being honest, bitch, I'm with the gang. Bitch, I'm being honest and I got my thing. You not who you claim, you not who you claim. Pull up on me and I promise that I'll make it bang. If you ain't talking money, that's a different language. All I wanted was a Rari, watch me fucking lane switch. Motherfuck the sucker side, niggas know I bang crib. If you fucking with the gang, you could get your head hit. Free my niggas fighting biz, hold your head high. Pull up on me, we gon' let the fucking text fly. Got my pistol on my side, nigga left, right. Motherfuck the sucker side, that's why they mans die. Twin Glocks and them bitches looking Siamese. Rock with chopsticks like I'm Chinese. Dash low, kill a family if he try me. If you saying that it's funk, nigga, find me.
Around with that thing on me. Ain't nothing on my mind except the money. They all hating cause we only love it. Asian gangster on the rise and mob. I drive around through the town and started. From the bottom, kept the cold hearted. They watching down on me, they lit a party. But behind me are the painting artists.
What it do? I'm just chillin' with the crew. Got a bottle of the Henny and a 12-pack of brews. Got some sticky in my pocket, think they call it Gorilla Glue. Let's hope there ain't no drama, we might end up on the news, yeah. We rowdy like some cowboys in the bullpen, yeah. We keep it on 100 times 10, yeah. She wanna ring, but I just wanna be friends, yeah. Ask me if I wanna hit the weed, hell yeah. Cali boy, we move all across the state. Got a taste now, my sweet tooth on the cake. Money comes, I grab as much as I can take. Police tryna crack me down, I'll never break, yeah. Let me hear you say it if you can relate, yeah.
So thanks for watching.
Say I'm past my time, but they too late, yeah. I keep it real while they try not to be fake, yeah. And that's why I keep pushing with the G's. Drive around with that thing on me.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Nothing on my mind except the money.
Hit the like
We all hating cause we only love it.
Hope you guys enjoyed everything. Hit the like button, subscribe.
Drive around through the town and started. From the bottom,
thank you
kept
again
the
for
cold hearted. They watching down on me, they lit a party. But behind me are the painting artists.
Mm-hmm.